XRP, we start with 1 hour chart. Just I want to give update for last trade. We have it. Okay, if you refer back to my last two video, we were looking for buy from here. And my last video today, when the price was here, I highlight that we have to start to manage the trade at least move our stop loss to break even if traders doesn't want to take out the trade because of this, similar to what we have here. Okay, that's why we're expecting the price can drop. That's why even we mentioned if we want to buy for second, we want to go for the second buy, we have to get the correction. We cannot just simply buy. All right. And since last a few weeks, 2 weeks, since we have been within this move, that's why every time I mention any buy we consider as a short-term buy, because every time it's breakout, we can reverse. It's breakout the previous stop, it give a correction. Okay. Now that means even from now, if we want to trade any buy setup we consider as a short term. As long as we get into the profit, we have to start to manage it. Okay. Why? Because we have been in this move. All right. And since the price was around 35, we get this up move. And as we can see, it's in moving term of like very, very corrective. Okay. That means we get one shop flag continuation. All right. Now, as we can see, even we mentioned that in my one of my video that when the price reached the 60, we have to start to manage it because when the price was within this range, I mentioned that we expecting the price to reach the 60, even break the 60, go to 65. Okay, from now the question is whether there is a continuation, and if there is a continuation, this means we expect to be the price can continue and at least hit this top. Then from there can break and continue or not. Or still we can expect one more drop for the bigger correction. How deep? We are not sure. Whether retest this low, we are not sure. Okay, I don't want to see the price is going to drop. I want to see that any buy we take it, if we maintain within this move, similar the way is moving the corrective, any short term, any buy will be a short term. Because I say May is possible, any whether here or high, the price drop. And if it drop, it can drop really sharp, at least to protect our trade. Okay. And the best things, whether here or higher, if we get any correction similar to what we have here, then buying from that correction can give us a good trade. Okay, that's mean if here we get the bigger correction, it can give a better confirmation for the continuation. If not any based on a lower time frame, any small correction similar to flag, then we consider as a short term. Now the question is, what's the next? We should expect for next move, or we can get the correction, or the price can drop. We get the bigger correction. Okay. As we know, for XRP, due to for SEC, the price, the way is moving because it dropped a lot from here. No, we cannot confirm whether this one can continue or not. Even any continuation, it depends what's the result. If this is what I'm talking is about for those they trading for the long term. For the short term, we know that as long as you get the trade into the profit, you start to manage it. Okay. The only question is, are we going to get the down move or not? Okay, and we cannot confirm right now because what we get here is really, is really big correction in relative to this. Almost is going to retest this top. Okay, then we don't expect the price to drop and break the low. We don't, but we cannot say it won't happen. It may happen. Our expectation is not the one right now. When the price was within this range, we were expecting. But when we get this one, mostly we can, if there is a continuation, whether continue with the correction or we get the bigger correction. The possibility that price can drop is very low, but it may happen, as I say, due to the news. That's why any buy setup we have to know. We should know how to manage it. But if the price drop, mostly at the lower price, we can buy as much as we want it. Okay. I don't want to say we want the price to drop, but if the price drop and we know how to manage, and we don't stuck in the trade at the top, then we can buy a lot. But as long as we are within this range, within this up move, any trade we get, we take it and we consider as a short term, unless we get the big correction. No. How are we going to trade it for the next? How are we going to look at it? The first thing is we have this correction and relative. Can we put in relative to each other as a running for the next continuation? The second thing is, can we expect this one is in relative to this? How are we going to look at this? Okay, we don't need to think about the one too much. The first thing we know, every time the price drop up to now, we can get one move up, and mostly will be corrective. Then now the question is, if we think the price can reverse and retest or break this top, how are we going to trade it? In this case, similar to what we do in here easily. Any reversal, maybe we move to 15 minutes, exactly similar to what we have here. The price drop, when it's sharp flag, we put the entry above this, we take the trade. The another one, similar to what? Whether we put the entry above this or we go with the second one. But for this second one is happen we're at the really top. It's not easy to trade. Okay, that's why the price drop, the first sharp move, correction, we take the trade. This one, if the price start to correct here, we can take a trade having entry above that. It depends how small or how big is that. Okay, if we become a bigger correction, more complex, we cannot have entry above this. But if it's very small, we take it. But again, any buy at this price 60, we consider as a short term. When we trade after the drop reversal and the sharp move with the flag. Okay, why? Because if still there is a possibility that this is a correction in relative to this, that means, as I say, still the possibility that the price can drop is there or it move for the bigger correction. That's why I keep highlighting any buy should be a long short-term buy based on the small flags we have it. Why? If you want to buy here, you should get the correction and your traders are supposed to know how to manage the trade in case it correct, it doesn't move really fast for the next drop. Because when the price was here, even I highlight may the price can drop or not, but it didn't move. But the second times may repeat what happened here. That means the price can continue and break the top, or also there is a possibility you get a small correction here for the next move down. Because right now the price is around 60. Okay, that's why buying here without the trade setup is not a good idea. Anyway, for long term, if we get a bigger correction similar to what we have here, I will be so happy to trade it. If not, if I want to trade based on lower time frame, similar to any of this, I consider as a short term. No, we don't have any trade setup. The only thing is we see whether we get a correction or small flag based on 1 hour or 15 minutes for the next move. If we get, we take it. As long as the price come to this level, we start to manage. But if we see correcting is not giving the buy setup, is giving the upward, but in terms of the really correctives, we see how we can manage and how we can trade it. If we get this trade, I mean, and as I say, for XRP, I'm not looking for the sell. Even I see the opportunity, I'm not going to short it. Just I look for buy. Okay. And even there is a correction here for next move down, if we want it, it's not easy to trade because we cannot have entry above this because of this shadow. Only way we can trade if the price start to correct, we confirm this is the one is going to drop, then you need to get the sharp move flag to sell. Okay, if I move to 15 minutes, okay, that means right now we don't have any sell setup. The only thing is we want to see whether we can get the buy setup or not, and we don't have any confirmation whether for sell or not, because the only things I have, one, this correction, and this is just a pullback, is not the correction for the next move, and also we don't have the correction for buy. Okay, anyway, we don't have any trade setup right now. The only thing is we need to see what we will get from here. And at this price, any trades again with a small correction, we consider as a short term. Why? Because may the price can drop sharply. That's why I keep highlighting. We don't want to buy at this price and the price. Then we go for the bigger correction and or reversal. Okay, we know everyone is talking the XRP is going to the moon. We know about that. This is what we wanted. Well, what when we get this kind of the move, we need to know that may the price can drop. We should know how to protect our trade. Okay, even some of the traders they don't like me when I say it may drop. We need to accept that if it drop, it will drop really sharp. That's why we, if you again, every time I highlighting any buy setup, consider as a short term, because the way it's moving is really corrective. It's not really sharp. Even you can see for since here the price was moving. Okay, the only way we could get a good trade setup was this based on forward chart. The rest there was no trade setup. Everything was based on lower time frame and short term trade. Because every time you get the correction flag, when you get the trade, when it's moved to the profit, they retest the entry. Okay, we cannot keep the. I mean, how do you want to leave it that you just, as example, you know the price is moving up. How about if you get the trade, for example, with the flag, it go to the profit, it retest. You just leave it like that, then drop. Okay, now this is just the. I mean, whatever we're doing is that in case there is a reversal. That's why every time we talk, we have to protect our trade. Okay. No, I don't need to explain more, and hopefully we don't get the down move. I mean, we get the continuation, or we get the. If we want to get the continuation, the best things to get a really good trade setup to get a bigger correction, at least similar to what we have here for the next move. But right now, we have to be really careful with any of these trades. Okay, now in this case, we just follow the chart. I'm looking to see whether I can find a really good trade setup that conform. We're going for long term up move. Then if we get, then I will share on YouTube. Thanks.